Our first guest today is Dwain Cooper, Community Relations Coordinator with Carolina Donor Services. Well, welcome to the show today, Dwain. It's such a pleasure to have you.
Thank you. I appreciate you guys inviting me on.
Absolutely. Well, we're here today to talk about Carolina Donor Services. So, where are you located? Are you like all over the state?
Actually, we are. We have 3 offices. We have one in Greenville, North Carolina, one in Durham, and one in Winston-Salem, North Carolina. So.
Well, good. And what is your role at Carolina Donor Services?
I'm the Community Relations Coordinator, and what that means is I'm the one that does the public information stuff. I do community events. I do public awareness, community education. So I do those sort of things for the community, and I cover Eastern North Carolina. So I'm out doing a lot of educating, dispelling myths, and those sort of things that circle around organ and tissue donation. So that's what I do.
Well, that's kind of what we want to do here today. We want to dispel myths, and we want to encourage people to sign up. So first of all, tell me how to sign up as an organ donor.
Well, there's 3 ways you can sign up. You can register online at DonateLifeNC/register. Also, when you go to the DMV to renew your license or get an ID card, you can ask to have a red heart put in your license, which the symbol means in North Carolina that you're an organ and eye donor. And also, you can sign up through a paper enrollment form, and you can request that form by just calling our office at 1-800-200-2672.
Now, I know there's some misunderstandings about what tissues or what organs can be donated. Let's talk about that a little bit.
We have 8 organs that we can recover for donation. We have the lungs, we count as 2. We have the kidneys, we count as 2.
Wow.
We have the pancreas, the liver, the heart, and the small intestines. As far as the tissues we can recover for a transplant, we have the corneas, which is the thin seeding over the iris, over the eyes. We have bone, we have skin, we have tendons, we have veins. We also have heart valves that we can recover. So there's a lot of tissues that we can recover as well.
Well, that is a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
And it's great that with the 2 kidneys and the 2 lungs, you get twice your...
so to speak, right? You can save 4 people, so that's wonderful, So yes, absolutely.
So when we recover all of those things, how do they get distributed? How does that work?
Well, that's through a network called UNOS, and UNOS is an acronym for United Network of Organ Sharing. And what happens is we have a potential donor. Their information is placed into the UNOS database, the size of the organ. We're looking at a lot of different donor criteria, the blood type, that sort of thing. On the patient end, we're looking for the recipient end. We're looking at some criteria for them. Once the system has a match, UNOS will print out what we call a match run list. And everyone that's a perfect match for the donor's organ would appear on that list. And then we begin to call the transplant centers to offer them this particular organ for their patient.
So I have the heart on my driver's license. I am an organ donor. So if something should happen to me, then all my information is dumped into that
into the UNOS database, right. Your donor criteria is entered into the UNOS database. And then again, all the persons that are waiting for transplant that would best match your donor criteria would appear. Their names would appear on that match run list. And they would, their transplant centers would receive calls from the organ donor coordinators saying that we have a potential match for your recipient.
Well, that sounds like a very coordinated process.
Absolutely, yes, it is.
Well, I think that some folks are a little bit concerned that you take their organs too soon. Like, when is that decision made and how is that decision made?
They sort of think, we're going to let you die. And that's not true.
Absolutely not true.
Again, doctors they're taking every measure they can to save your life. This is their job. And, and it's no point in letting you pass away because to be a donor, because you may not match anybody on the transplant waiting list.
Exactly.
We may find, we run various serology tests and stuff, may find some disease you didn't know you had at the time that would prevent you from being an organ donor. So that's a myth, and those are 2 reasons why something like that would not happen. But again, the thing is doctors are taking a Hippocratic oath to save your life, and every measure is going to be done to save your life.
Yeah, and then once your time has ended, then you give somebody else a chance at a decent or a good and healthy life.
Right.
So that's really good. Now, we talked a little bit about tissue donation and organs. How long are they viable? Is that a...
Different organs have a different amount of time
Sure.
out for preservation. The heart has the least amount of time, 4 to 6 hours that it needs to be
Really?
recovered in place. The kidneys, 24 hours without a kidney pump, up to 72 hours on a kidney pump. As far as the tissues are viable for transplants anywhere from 2 weeks to several years.
Wow, that's
for
great.
tissue. So again, but the organs really do have the shorter lifespan outside the body. They need to be recovered in place as quickly as possible.
Mm-hmm. So, being an organ donor myself, I say take everything and all. Do you have to stipulate that, or do you?
Well, with the heart on your license, where the difference comes in is if we have a heart on your license consent for all organs and eyes. If you want to be specific about what you donate, that decision can be made online at the Donate Life NC/register, where you can indicate heart and lungs,
Gotcha.
just my eyes, that sort of thing. So there are some people that are specific and want to specifically donate specific things, and you can do that online, yes.
Okay. Wrapping up here, if you had one thing you wanted to get across, what would that be? I assume it's educate your family.
Right, absolutely. We encourage everyone to share their wishes with their family that if that time comes that they would like to be an organ donor. And we need for people to also understand that you have the power to give the gift of life. You can save 8 people through donation, enhance the lives of 50 more with all the different uses of tissue.
Those are great statistics.
Thank you.
Well, thank you so much for being here, Dwain. It's been a pleasure to have you, and I would love for you to come back. I know there's lots more for you to tell me about.
Oh, absolutely there is, and I thank you for having me on.
You're quite welcome.